Okay, I guess I'll still do one more episode because I just wanted to tell you that the episode wasn't messed up. It wasn't a 0 byte recording. It got a size once I hit the stop recording button. Last time that didn't happen and I still had a 0 byte large video, which I wasn't happy with because it was no video at all. Anyway, we currently have... yeah, in the last video we traded for 3 chickens. We gave the trader a whole lot of firewood for those 3 chickens. We also gave him some leather cloaks, which means we were low on those now. So actually I might want to push you to become a tailor. Where's that? Here. I think that's one of my personal... would be my nightmare if I was a blacksmith. Somebody coming to up to me and say, okay, you are a tailor now. Drop that hammer, pick up needle and thread, and go make some fancy coats. Or even worse, like maybe some festive clothing, like stuff that actually has to look good and not just has to be stitched together somehow. Then again, I kinda have a hard time actually imagining things. I really have a poor sense of fashion. Like, all those designer stuff, it looks the same to me. And if one of you is aware of fashion or has a good sense of it, they would probably just yell at me now. Or yell at the screen now. But yeah, it just looks the same to me, or it just looks terrible to me. Like, I sometimes see those pictures of this extremely fancy clothing on the internet, and I think, okay, what the heck? Why would you wear that? I wouldn't wear that if I was paid for that. Then again, I'm one of those people who would probably just run around in a leather coat if that served any purpose. Because I prefer my clothing to be comfortable and practical. So if it has pockets, I'm mostly sold. I mean, I'm running around in shorts most of the time, even though there are like 5 degrees outside. Somebody reminded me that is pretty much the temperature of a common fridge, but I don't care. I like my shorts. They're comfy, and they have pretty big pockets which can fit all the stuff I carry around. Mostly my wallet and my keys, and my cell phone and a pack of cards and some tissues. So, actually I carry around a lot of stuff. Now that I listed it, I realized I carry around a lot of stuff. The cards are mostly for card tricks. Just if you don't know, I am... one of my hobbies is card magic, so I carry around a pack of cards just to be able to practice, like in a bus, or... like if I'm waiting in a waiting room at the doctor, I just pick up my cards and I play with those, because my cell phone is one of those old things that has only one game, and it's actually no. I changed my cell phone a while ago because the old one would just constantly restart itself. But still, those new cell phone games all require internet connection or social or something, and I don't like that. I think those cow clickers just suck as a game concept in itself, and so I prefer to have my cards around. Of course, I also do them to use them to do tricks with them if I find somebody who's willing to watch them. Like, my family will usually volunteer, not like they have a choice. So yeah, there's that. And yeah, it's fun. Sometimes I also play cards with other people, although it's kinda hard to play poker like impromptu. Poker is something you want to have like prepared. I mean, you want to have something to bet with, even if it's just cookies. You want to have them ready, and you want a table to bet on and to put the cards on and stuff. So having a poker set is generally not a thing you can do just out of a mood. or playing poker is not just something, at least according to my experience, it's not something you can just do because you randomly feel like doing it. Unlike, say, Skat, which is a very German game. So we actually call it the most German card game, which is kind of hilarious. It only requires 3 people. And, oh wow, we actually have more homes than families now. Yeah, it's one of the things I actually learned in my final 2 years in school. It was kind of fun. We played Skat a lot. I don't know if you know the rules. It's kind of complex to pick up because you sort of have to bet for the Skat itself, which is basically 2 cards. I'm not gonna explain the game here, but it's kind of fun to play, and yeah, we spent a lot of time in school playing Skat, learning Skat, teaching Skat. So by the end of school, pretty much everybody knew how to play Skat. It was interesting. And yeah, I started carrying around a pack of cards back then. Although of course they were Skat cards, which is a pack of 32 cards. And yeah, then I didn't because when I started studying, we were basically too busy to play cards most of the time. And you're kinda supposed to do something else in your lectures, so yeah, the habit kinda got lost. And then I got into card magic again, and I started having a pack of cards around again. Just because I liked having a pack of cards to practice whenever I felt bored, or... Oh wow! That was the moment I was preparing for most of the time. Just having a teacher at hand, although of course it was hardly worth it for this one student. But right now we should be at a solid 95% educated. Woohoo! Making headway again. If my builder could finish that, I would be most happy. Because then I could have a... why is there a pile of wood over here? Okay, better not ask. Where was I? So yeah, I got back into card magic, and yeah, that's when I started always carrying a pack of cards around again. I suppose Hunter will be next to go. Where's my builder? You're visiting the Herbist. You could go to the physician. Just say. Fine, do that then. I wish you could see how many people the herbalist has treated. I mean, it would be interesting to me. Also, you do have a interesting variety of gravestones here. I wouldn't have expected that when I first started playing Banished, because that seems kinda like a small detail, but you do have a lot of things here. I mean, they look kinda different. I mean, even those two are somewhat different. As it gets fuller, of course, we will see some duplicates, but it fascinated me to see that there are different gravestones. I mean, they could just have them like identical ones row by row, but no, they didn't. And that seems to be random, by the way. I don't know what makes the gravestone look fancier or less fancy. I mean, this seems to be a pretty fancy one compared to like this one or that one. But yeah, let's not talk about gravestones here. It's kind of a grim topic. And let's just come to more positive topics, like the 3 chickens we have here. And I hope this gets done before they actually die. Or just run away. I don't know if they can run away. I mean, they could run away because of that. Actually, I think once we determine, or once we define this as a chicken pen, they will walk over. which I think is kind of cute. So yeah, once we have them in here, we can actually. I'll show you that next time, or will I show you this time? Might be able to show you this time. Actually, I will show you in this episode how to deal with a pasture. It is similar for all kinds of livestock. So yeah, I will eventually get sheep and cattle as well, but chickens are pretty good because they grow fast. Well, they don't grow fast, but they populate fast. Come on, build this stupid pasture. Oh, by the way, I think it's also good to assign another animal to this to a pasture after a disease, like for a few years, just to have it to play safe. Although I might be overzealous with that, but I think that's what the wiki said. However, I haven't checked it in a long time. I've seen a pasture die once in my other game, so there are things you can do to at least get some of the animals back. As in, you can emergency butcher them, and you will get some of them, or some of the meat back at least. But of course, the pasture will be emptied. But it's better than having them all die and not getting anything for it. So I suppose, yay. Also, get going here. Damn it, finish this. Out of time. Okay, come on. Seriously, you had to leave for the last... You just had to leave for the last thing here. Seriously. Okay, you are not needed. You don't have any leather. Which is probably because you also don't have any hunters in here anymore. Okay. By the way, the pasture will not produce any food for a few years. I was afraid that... Okay, there we go. Let's pause the game quickly. So step 1 is we'll fire the builder and we will hire a herdsman. I think you can have 2 for each pasture, no matter how big it is. So what we'll do now is we'll assign a... we'll assign an animal, in this case chickens, because that's all we have. We can use this ladder to determine how many we want on this pasture. I think I'll go with 35, because it's a somewhat even number. I like 37. 37 seems like a prime number, so it might actually be a prime number. So yeah, don't want that. Unpause the game here. Okay, so those buttons here, this is what animal is on that. Yeah, there we go. The chicken now move over to this pasture. You need 1 herdsman. I think 2 will speed up the process. Anyway, this won't produce anything until we actually filled it with chickens. So until we hit the 35 mark. This will not produce any, although I think it will produce a few eggs. But yeah, we won't get any chicken meat from that. So we have this empty button, which will move all the animals to another pasture, if that is possible. We can split the herd, which also requires another empty pasture. And this will try to move half the animals to another pasture, although I think this button was buggy in the version I played once. This shouldn't be the case anymore. And we have this ladder, so if a disease breaks out, the best idea is to just set this to 0, so you will empty the pasture, you will butcher everything, as you can see here in the tooltip. Exceeding this count will result in livestock being slaughtered for food. So yeah. We'll not get any food from this for the time being, but chickens, as I said, populate quite fast. So we should be there quite soon. Or well, quite soon. It might take 1 or 2 years, but we will actually have some chicken-derived food products soon-ish. Okay. This might actually help the happiness and the health of the town as well. I think I never actually needed a tavern though. It's more a building I once built for the sake of having it. And ironically, pretty much right in the moment it was finished, I had like a woodcutter having an accident with an axe that happened to be in a place it shouldn't be. I think he kind of chopped his head or something. Or a tree fell on his head or something like that. And I don't know, that kind of made me wary of taverns. Let's just say I mistrust them. Because of that. Okay, back to the topic. We are doing well. We're still short on workers though. However, we still seem to be making, or to be storing food. Which is something I'm greatly pleased to see. I mean, you see the gap between used and produced food is slowly decreasing. We have 13 homes, 11 families. Okay. That is not too much. We should actually see 2 of those homes. Yeah, this is one that is uninhabited. Actually, we should see 1 of the homes, not... or 2 of them. Come on. Alright, this counts as a home as well. So, yeah. You see this home... This chimney doesn't smoke, so this home is uninhabited. But we should have it inhabited soon. I'm also still hoping for nomads, which would really sort out a lot of things, because just having those like 10 or even more people instantly available to work and to distribute among your different positions is incredibly valuable. Even if they're just laborers, it's incredibly valuable to have them. And I'm looking forward to that. However, nomads are kind of rare, so it might take decades until we actually have a bunch of nomads showing up. Did we already grow another chicken here? No. It takes a while, especially because we started with 3. Once you have more, they of course grow quicker because they can... you don't see me gesticulating here, but they can do it quicker. Let's just say like that. They can... yeah, they reproduce quicker. And that's the same with sheep and cattle, although those have the disadvantage of being larger, so I think this size of pasture could only fit up to maybe 20 sheep and 10 cattle or something. So it takes a while to get those filled. A very long time, in fact. Anyway, I'm going to cut the episode here. I'm quite happy with the way the town is progressing. And you can see I'm kinda zoning it. Like, I have a living zone here. I usually don't build a storage barn that close to it, but it was needed in this case because this was uselessly long. I have the bit of foresty zone here, which is just for the gatherer and things, and mostly the herbalist, because at some point you don't need the gatherer anymore. They're kinda obsolete, because the food production is no longer depending on them that much. But you see, at the beginning we really were depending on him. He produced most of the food we have. I think you can still see that here. Berries, mushrooms, roots, onions, all that's from the gatherer. Venison is a increasing chunk of the food we have. Oh, there we go. 4 chickens now. But I think there are no actual chicks here, so like those baby chickens, those little yellow furry things. I think they will just show as very small chicken models here, if they even do so. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, where's the 4th one? I can't see it yet. Okay, yeah, so these the special friends. Chickens. Also, did we gain anything from this? Yeah, we actually got some eggs. Maybe we should have bred them. So, okay, I was wrong. You do get some eggs, but not many. We will get a fair amount once the pasture is actually full. And I might actually go with completely filling it and going with 37 chickens, although I don't know yet. I don't know if there's a disadvantage in having a large amount of animals on the pasture. So, yeah. I really don't know too much about pasturing, no, not pasturing, but about livestock. I know it's a good source of food and of course of other resources. Like I know cattle also gives you leather, and of course sheep will give you wool, and I think we also gain mutton from sheep. Was it mutton or... I don't know how sheep meat is called. I think it was mutton, but we'll see later. Okay, we have plenty of firewood, so let me stock some of that up quickly here. Let's go to 400 firewood. I'll actually reduce the amount of herbs we keep in store, but I don't know. I don't know, maybe we'll find a merchant who wants those, so I'll keep them in the trading post just to be sure. Maybe we'll get rid of them, maybe not. We'll see. Okay, do we still have a woodcutter? Yes. We're low on logs, which is something I completely forgot about. So yeah. The plan for now is really just to wait. Basically, I need those nomads. I don't know what I can do in the meantime, because as I already mentioned, I can't just randomly expand the town, because then I might hit the amount of stored food too hard. Okay, actually the amount produced is looking favorable now. I find this 100 years thing a bit useless, because you will be more interested in like 1 to 5 years. I mean, it's interesting to see how much you produce during your pretty much entire time, but up to 5 years is pretty much where you want to go if you want to see if your town is still sustainable in terms of food. But yeah, we seem to be doing well there. The hunter has died and we are out of stuff again. With 5 chickens, so this is going a bit quicker than I thought. And yeah, people are dying. Still of old age. We didn't have any accidents, so we might actually place one of those accident-free since X days signs in our town somewhere. Although we don't have any of those. However, I am quite happy. I'm going to end the episode here. We built most of the service houses. So the town services are actually all sorted out. We have a town hall. We can't build another of those. The rest we can build more of. We can build more chapels, more graveyards, more hospitals, more schools, more wells, and we will build more of those once we have a builder again. Aside of that, we do have... we didn't build a market yet. This is because we don't need it. The market works similar to Anno 1602, which means you can use it to basically give you a centralized place somewhere else, so your people don't have to go to the barns over here or to the stockpile over here. The market will serve as a deposit for both. And markets can also burn down, so be careful with those, because if the market burns down, everything stored in the market will also be burned down. Which is another reason to always have at least 2 different storages, so at least you don't lose everything. And I really would like to have this at least split up between those 2 barns, because those places have a somewhat high tendency to catch fire. And this is dangerously close. And we might actually still face starvation because the storage barn just burned down and took all our food with it. Although if we're lucky, we can outguard the starvation. Oh, the merchant has arrived. So let's do this quickly before we... Okay, we have eggs. I don't need eggs. I have a source of eggs now. So do I want to order anything? Not really. No. Thank you, Leandro, the food merchant. I don't need you. Okay, so this was fairly useless. And sometimes you have bad luck. I mean, I would have probably accepted this guy as a first merchant, because some food wouldn't have hurt me. And if you have problems, having a trade dog very early on might actually sort or might actually help you a lot, because you can buy large quantities of food from the merchant. Like 200, okay, 250 isn't that much, but you can... It can get you places, yeah? It can save your town for a while. Not in the long term, you will not be able to sustain yourself only based on merchants, but it is a good way to postpone things until you get stuff up and running. Okay, so anyway, I'm going to end the episode here. I hope you enjoyed this. As usual, feel free to leave me a comment below. I actually read those, I like those, and I always look forward to those, but there are very little comments arriving at the moment, so yeah. Maybe you change that. I know I've not been recording as much Evil Genius or Towns as I wanted to, and maybe as you wanted to, but I already said that those videos or those games, due to the rig I'm using to record them, require a lot more time input, and I currently just don't have that much time, so I'm happy that I can record. And I'm happy that I actually get to record, even if it's not much. Let's increase that to 500. Actually, no, 600 would be fine. I'm happy that I can record, I'm happy that I get to record it all. And this sound always creeps me out. And yeah, I hope you're not too mad at me for not recording that much Evil Genius. Even though those videos are fun, I enjoy the game. I also enjoy playing Towns every now and then. But yeah, it's just I need at least 2 hours to, or maybe at least 1.5 hours to get an episode ready for upload, and another 2 to 3 hours for the actual upload. So that's 3 hours of time put into one episode, which is fine. I like doing this. It feels kinda traditional to do it, even though it's hardly traditional. But I just don't have that much time. Okay, I don't have to be present during the upload, but I can't do much during the upload from my old computer. And I won't just put things to my laptop and upload them from there, because there is no point in doing that. So yeah, I'm just happy I get to record. I hope you enjoy those videos. They don't seem to hit many views, but then again I have 23 subscribers, so I don't know how many of you are actually watching. Actually no, I know how many of you are watching those, and my videos are currently sitting at like 2 hits each, so it's not like I can expect much in terms of views and thus in terms of comments. But yeah, if you watch this and you feel like leaving a comment, go ahead. If you feel like asking for some co-op gaming, also go ahead. I'm most likely open to it, depending on the game. I'm not very interested in modern military shooters or something like that, but we can do most other things co-op if you feel like doing so. Anyway, I'm going to sign off before this episode gets too long, and I'll see you all next time. Bye!